And let's kick off today's video with a quote from the guy who, despite not having an easy life, is now a devil and can literally turn into a chainsaw. I don't care if you're human or devil. If you treat me well, I'll treat you well too. Denji, you're absolutely right. Honestly, this line has never made more sense than it does today. Good evening, my friends. Looks like we've stepped into an interesting month. On one hand, if you like beer, there's Oktoberfest. On the other, we've got Halloween for those who enjoy pumpkins. Either way, on Saturday nights, you'll always have the first part of our weekly news roundup. What's new with the news? Ready to travel to the land of samurai warrior culture? In anime, we've got our weekly podium, featuring more footage from Chainsaw Man, the movie Reze Arc, the remaster of one of the most influential anime films of the 90s that every true fan of the art form must watch, Perfect Blue, and the continuation of what is probably the best historical drama right now, Kingdom Season 6. On top of that, we've got another historical drama, Invisible Men and, of course, isekais. Over in Manga, the spotlight is on Shy, which is heading into its final arc, and whose title is, let's just say, a little misleading. We've also got the return of the Days of Diamond, centered around baseball, something the Japanese really love, and Family Senki, which is also entering its final stage. You can't choose your family, but when it's time to fight, anything goes, except gouging out eyes. And YouTube, how about you? October season is right around the corner. Who's ready for the roller coaster of emotions that will be the final season of My Hero Academia? That's right, neither you nor us. But while we wait, go ahead and start the video.
Bang.
駅地のところへ行ってくるよ。
先ほど知らせが来ましてね。
では若旦那、司祭を話していただきましょうか。
Let's kick things off with a blend of history and fantasy. Grab your lucky charms. Shibake premieres October 3rd with ghosts, historical drama, and a soundtrack that sounds like it was summoned from a Shinto ritual. The creative team is a cocktail of folks who've dabbled in everything from tropical dances to supernatural love triangles. It airs on Fuji TV and, of course, only in Japan because sharing is for amateurs.
遠野目さん、前に食事に誘ってくれたけど、あの一回きりなのかな、私。
Everyone deserves happiness, even invisible men. The Invisible Man and his soon-to-be wife got bumped to January 2026 because, yes, even the unseen have scheduling issues. It's about an invisible boss and a blind employee starring in a romance straight out of a soap opera. There's music, tenderness, and suit supervision. Yep, that's a real job.
やっぱり、トワサを知ってるんだろ。
お気の毒ですが、禁足事項ですので。
トワサ。
Imagine taking a 200-year nap and waking up to total chaos. In Dusk Beyond the End of the World, Akira wakes up after a deep freeze and finds the world has gone full dystopia, with marriage replaced by a system called Elsie, because romantic bureaucracy is trending. A robot that looks like his ex proposes to him the moment he steps out of the pod. Akira, confused but hopeful, sets off on a journey that's part sci-fi, part telenovela. Premieres October 2nd. Bring tissues and data chips. And now, a mystery project no one knows anything about yet. The suspense builds. Kyoto Animation will unveil a new project on October 25th because keeping secrets is clearly their favorite pastime. Between lonely dragons, emotional trumpets, and a city that only exists on Prime Video, the event promises industrial-grade nostalgia and hype. Oh, and sound. Euphonium will end, eventually, in 2 or 3 movies, because making decisions is hard.
ロボットメイドのマリーです。
さすが我がゼテス社が誇るロボットメイドのマリー。みんなもマリーを見習え。
俺に嘘。
Martial arts mixed with maid duties? Female lead? Yes, please. Mechanical Marie premieres October 5th and introduces us to a robotic maid who, surprise, is actually a former martial arts master in disguise. She protects her rich, misanthropic boss from assassins while trying not to get caught, because that means instant execution, no recess. And of course, the boss is in love, because drama without romance is just Tuesday.
私はこれから自由に生きる。今までの工作員としての人生を捨てて、ビクトリア線。
Can't forget a good old light novel adaptation. Victoria of Many Faces is getting an anime because nothing screams normal life like an ex-spy pretending to be a civilian in a kingdom full of nosy princes and lurking problems. Chloe, now Victoria, tries to live quietly. But her past knocks harder than a soap opera twist. Espionage, romance, and multiple identities served with a dash of royal drama.
探査魔法発動。一通り光っているのを集めてみるか。やった、ようやく見つけた。スキャン。
Before the podium, a genre we all secretly love, world hopping. Another day, another isekai, a gatherer's adventure in isekai hits streaming on September 30th and TV on October 7th. Takeru, your average office drone, wakes up in a magical world with cheat-level powers, swords, spells, and loot galore, because even fantasy needs a protagonist with search skills.
笑わせる。今いる師匠全員がまとめてかかってきても、この李牧の相手ではない。それでもやる。
Bronze medal goes to a classic title whose manga outshines the anime. Season 6 of Kingdom lands October 5th with more war, more yelling, and yes, more epic music. Jin grabs Wang Yi's spear and charges into battle like he's picking up groceries, but with way more drama. The creative team stays solid, and the series will be available on every platform, except your toaster, for now. Silver medal. And if you don't know this film, are you even an anime fan? Perfect Blue returns in 4K to US theaters on October 3rd because nothing says revival like a pop star having a mental breakdown while being haunted by her ghostly former self. Satoshi Kon's classic, born on VHS and now shining in Steelbook, still makes fans and critics question reality and sanity, all based on a novel called Complete Metamorphosis. Subtle, right?
マキマさんは俺に心ってあると思います？
あったよ。
And the gold medal goes to Denji's Romantic Misadventures, with explosions, lots of explosions. Chainsaw Man, the movie Reze Arc, revs up with chainsaws and feelings on September 15th in Japan, spreading romantic chaos worldwide through October. Denji, now a devil hunter with questionable dating instincts, meets Reze, a sweet-smiling barista with explosive potential. Spoiler, things don't calm down. Portugal gets the film on October 30th, so grab your ticket and earplugs. Idols. What's not to love? Sadly, this one's taking its final bow. Kageki Shoujo officially enters its final arc. Yes, the last act, no encore. After a dramatic break in February, mangaka Kumiko Saiki returned in March to prep the grand finale. Sarasa still dreams of playing Oscar while collecting friendships, enemies, and stage-worthy drama. One last volume incoming, with double exclamation marks and triple the emotions. Another platform still dealing out wildcards. Or get romance and redemption, The Do-Over Damsel conquers the Dragon Emperor. The official history of the continent of Platy shows us what happens when Jill isn't around to save Hadis from his homicidal spiral. The continent's split, secrets are boiling, and Hadis decides the best solution is genocide. Backed by an invisible god and zero diplomatic chill, he goes full purge mode. Exit Damsel, enter Apocalypse. You can never have too many new stories. Here's one where adolescence meets sensory overload. Starting October 9th, get ready to feel everything, literally. Pain Sensation. Detective Natsume Tsutenji pairs a boy with razor-sharp intuition and a crew of super sensates who master all 5 senses, like sensory ninjas. Written by Yasu Hiramoto and illustrated by Sayaka Itsuki, this manga promises mystery, pain, and maybe a dash of synesthetic drama. Who needs superpowers when you can feel a splinter from 10 feet away? Another story entering its final arc. Don't let the title fool you. Game of Familia, Family Senki hits its final arc with a bold last chapter warning, because nothing screams epic like a giant demonic fusion wrecking capital cities. Sasei and Mirakawa become a titanic dead male. Yes, it's as creepy as it sounds. And Hinata leads the resistance with explosive magic and family drama. The Hatsushimas are going to war, and it's not for dinner. The Japanese love American sports. Don't ask why. The Days of Diamond returned to the field with Chapter 87 on September 18th, after a break that felt like spring training. Jiro, the sports prodigy with a knack for crushing dreams, joins the Bambis, a kids team that plays for fun, until things inevitably spiral. Drama, baseball, and existential crises, all in the name of the game. And we wrap up with a story whose title makes you think of everything except what it's actually about. Shy officially enters its final battle on September 18th. And no, it's not just another fight with a dramatic name. Japan's timid heroine, who spends more time doubting herself than throwing punches, is ready to prove that even anxious hearts can be heroic. With 31 volumes in Japan and 11 on the way in English, the end is near. And it's probably going to be emotional. And tearful. Very tearful.
せーので蹴ったのに全然結果が違うじゃねえか。どういう脚力だよ。すまない。加減ができなかった。助けに入った時のかっこよさが段違いになるだろう。神聖な結婚式に殴り込みなんていい度胸じゃないか。招待客に男の名前はなかった。
Let's wrap things up with a quote from the protagonist of one of the greatest manga of all time, whose anime is already heading into its 6th season. I don't carry just my sword. I also carry the dreams of those who have already fallen Shin, always bearing those who have passed on the edge of his blade. Comrades in arms are never forgotten, and they're never left behind. And you guys, what did you enjoy the most? In anime, we had the return of Denji, who this time is crossing paths with a very bold barista, and a whole lot of suspicion. We also got news of a 4K remake of a film that is definitely not for the faint of heart. Then came the return of Japan's most successful historical drama. Its manga sells like crazy. An isekai. Because, let's be honest, traveling to other worlds is basically mandatory. An invisible man and his blind wife warming our hearts, and something straight out of Captain America playbook, where the protagonist takes a 200-year nap and wakes up to total chaos. On the manga side, 3 stories are heading into their final arcs. One involves idols, because of course the Japanese love them, while the other 2 bring bloody battles with family drama mixed in. We also got a brand new series featuring people who went full Bankai with their senses. And finally, the return of a story tied to one of Japan's favorite sports, baseball. Now go ahead and smash that virtual like button, share this video with your friends and across your socials, drop a comment below, and have yourselves a great Saturday night and an even better Sunday. And don't worry, you don't need to buy a ticket, it's free. Just come back tomorrow, because we'll be here waiting.